welcome to the No Spin News, Monday, February 26, 2024. Stand up for your country. Well, a good weekend for Donald Trump. He won this South Carolina primary. We'll tell you why he not only won that primary, but why he's kind of running away with it. There's nobody competitive in the GOP to him. There is one reason why, and it's not being reported in the media as usual, but we know what it is. And that's the subject of this evening's Talking Points Memo. So South Carolina went the way of the polls. Trump 60%, Haley 40%. The campaign was lackluster because there isn't any Republican in the country who can compete with Donald Trump for GOP votes. And here's why. Nikki Haley is a conservative person, okay? And in a normal time, she could compete for the nomination. Polls show she could beat Biden. I believe that's true. I think Nikki Haley up against Joe Biden, Haley would win. Perhaps easier than Donald Trump. But the reason that Trump is unbeatable in Republican precincts is because many Republican voters not only want a conservative in office, they want a president who will punish the progressive movement. Now, that's the key to this whole Trump campaign. Okay? Nikki Haley is not going to punish anybody if she were president. And neither are any of the others. Trump will. Because Trump is angry. And the anger that Trump has reflects many voters in the Republican Party. So they know that. So they're voting not only for a Republican president, but an avenger. Two things in particular have people crazed on the right. The open border. And there's no excuse for it. Again, I've told you this in the past. If I have a friend or an acquaintance or a family member or anybody who wants an open border, I am polite and ask why. But my respect for that person diminishes quickly. Now, I don't say that, but I got to be honest with you, it does. Because the open border hurts all of us and has killed hundreds of thousands of people through the use of narcotics. And there isn't any excuse for it at all. And if you support an open border, then you don't want a country. And progressives really don't. They want a whole new thing, and we've been through that. The second is equity. And this was just a stunning statement that the media totally ignored. When Biden came out and said, I support equity. Equity is putting a certain group above everybody else in the country so that we're not all equal. Some of us get favorable treatment. Now, we all know where the equity lies in the minority precincts, in the gay community, in the migrant community. These people get favorable treatment far more than the rest of America. Biden supports that. And that has led to massive problems on the campuses across the country, in employment. Supreme Court ruled that you can't do it. You can't hire or admit on basis of equity. That's a violation of our Constitution, which it clearly is. Biden supports that. Again, if I'm talking to a liberal person and they support equity, I say, do you not understand how the country was founded here? And they'll always throw up the slavery thing. And that was a historical injustice. Of course it was. But that does not apply here in 2024 as it relates to individuals. It doesn't apply. Okay? And so if you want that application, that you deny Americans opportunity because you give opportunity to a certain skin color or lifestyle, it's not what we do. So those two things, open border and equity, drive anger. I feel it. I feel it myself. I'm angry about it. I mean, I'm not dispassionate about these issues. And I want not punishment, but I want these people banished who support it. I want them out of here. That's what Trump brings to his campaign, right? And that's what viscerally the MAGA people and others respond to, not just policy. It's a point of view, a state of mind they're voting for. Nikki Haley doesn't have that. All right, none of the other Republicans have it. And that's why Trump, for the third time in a row, is going to get the Republican nomination. Now, in his comfort zone, this works 100% for Donald Trump. But when you go out, then you run into trouble. And Trump is not a lock, as I have written. I wrote 2 columns last Sunday and yesterday. First one, can Trump win? Second one, the Trump dilemma. They are accessible to everybody on earth on BillO'Reilly.com. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to read those columns. I guarantee you that is the insights that I bring because I know him. You won't get anywhere else. Okay. What happens to Nikki Haley now? She goes to Michigan. She'll get waxed in Michigan, and she'll hang in for Super Tuesday on March 5th. Super Tuesday, she isn't running close in any of the states. All right, so we got 2, 4, I don't know. I can't even, got a lot of states, okay? The closest Nikki Haley comes to Trump is in Massachusetts. Remember, this is just Republicans now, where she's down 17 points. So she's going to lose every state. So why then does Nikki Haley stay in? Why not? Still got money coming in. And remember, Nikki Haley can use that money for any political purpose she wants. Okay? And obviously she's going to run again in 2028, so she has a big war chest. All right? And she can spend that money. She can't use it on personal stuff. But believe me, she can hire attorneys, she can hire pollsters, she can do a whole opposition, researchers. So why not? If the money's still pouring in, and I understand $1 million went into Nikki Haley's campaign after she lost in South Carolina, why not hang in? Now, after a week from tomorrow, then she'll get out. Because then it's money, she's spending the money that foolishly. The other thing that's going to happen in the next 8 days, the media is kind of going to ignore Nikki Haley now. She's not going to get nearly the airtime that she did because the media knows it's over. And that, of course, infuriates the media. The media's hatred of Trump is at the highest level ever right now because they can't stop him. And they are so angry about that. I can't even tell you. Now, finally on the Talking Points memo, what should Trump do? Trump should take a vacation. But I don't think he's ever taken a vacation in his life. I cannot find a vacation destination for Donald Trump in his whole life. And, you know, I wrote the United States of Trump. He's never plays golf for, all the time, but he doesn't like go to an island or a mountain. He just never does. But he should just, campaign. Michigan, okay, Super Tuesday, go to the spots that you need in the general. But the most important thing is, don't even mention Nikki Haley. Because it's over. You don't have to attack her. Attacking her doesn't help you. You need her voters. The 40% of South Carolinians who voted for Nikki Haley, you need them, Donald Trump. They'll come on over and vote for you. So don't attack her. You don't have to anymore. Now, it'll be interesting to see if, and I know the President Trump people get what I say. It'll be interesting to see if he follows that. And that's a memo. Okay. Now, as I said, the media is furious. Now, this is an unbelievable soundbite. I'm going to set it up by saying, I have never heard a more foolish statement in my entire 50-year career from a national news person as you are about to hear right now. This is the most foolish analysis I have ever heard in my entire life. Roll the tape.
Congressman, let's just be clear. All 4 indictments against former President Trump were brought by grand juries. There is no evidence that the indictments are political in nature.
Are you kidding me? There is no evidence that the indictments against Trump are political? It's just my head snapped back. So number one, she says, and she was told to say this by NBC News. This is what NBC News's philosophy is. Well, the grand jury did it, so there can't be any politics. I guess maybe she doesn't understand what a grand jury is. They sit and they listen to a prosecutor, in this case, New York Attorney General Letitia James, who campaigned on getting Trump. Said it. We've run it. I guess Ms. Welker doesn't remember that. The grand jury, folks, they hear what Ms. James contends, that Trump perpetrated a huge fraud in the real estate industry. They don't hear any defense at all. Nothing. And of course, they don't know. How would they know? All they hear is Letitia James, who campaigned on getting Donald Trump, coming on in and telling him he perpetrated a huge fraud and then running in stats or whatever she does. No defense. None. So if you're a person who doesn't know anything about this, of course you're going to vote for an indictment. That's what grand juries do. And then it comes down and you get a jury trial where all sides are presented. So Welker is basically saying because it was a grand jury that indicted Trump, there's no politics involved in it. I mean, really, think about it. This is the head of Meet the Press, Kristen Welker. Can you imagine Tim Russert saying something like that? It's stunning. It is absolutely stunning that this is going on NBC News. And again, she was told to say that. She would not have, I don't think she would have ruined her. I mean, for me now, and I hate to be uncharitable, I don't know the woman. She comes on, I'm out. I'm not listening to her anymore because she's not honest. Now, whether she's not honest consciously or she's just incompetent, I don't know. But it doesn't really matter to me, does it? I'm not wasting my time. Incredible. By now, you have heard me talk about Delta Rescue. They are a fantastic organization that helps rescue animals from the wilderness. You know, I'm a dog lover, so is Leo Grillo, the founder of Delta Rescue. It is his life's mission to provide everlasting care for these once abandoned animals. I myself have donated to Delta Rescue. Do you believe it is part of man's duty to care for dogs and horses, the animals that so much of our history is tied to? If so, please consider making a donation or consult your advisor about leaving a gift in your will or trust. There can be some tax advantages, and it's a great way to help Delta Rescue accomplish their mission. So please visit deltarescue.org to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. Let's go to the mail. We got Jillian. Bill, I think this is one of your best columns. This is the one I wrote yesterday, The Trump Dilemma. You lay out everything about Trump in what I believe is fair and impartial way, and you're not emotional about it, which is more than I can say for the mainstream media. Dr. Eduardo, I agree with everything you said in your piece. This is a dilemma. And I can understand all too well why President Trump feels the way he does. Swamp progressives left have hounded this man mercilessly over 8 years. There's no end in sight. It's true, he's angry, and I understand his anger too. But if he wants to really help the country, he's got to discipline himself. Carlos Fernandez, Santander, Spain. I've been to Santander. Very nice town. I'm perfectly content to let Nikki Haley stay in a race because she's helping the Democrats make the case against Donald Trump. I would never vote for her because she's a hypocrite and a phony. I don't know if she's a hypocrite and a phony. I haven't seen that. I don't particularly like her, but I haven't seen that. Donna Gordon, Lexington, Kentucky. Can the family of the Georgia victim sue the Biden administration for her death? Yeah. But they have to do it in a shrewd, calculated way. Rob Rumbaugh, Mechanicsburg, Virginia, would love your take on the CBS firing of Catherine Herridge. It's outrageous, seizing her confidential file. Look, the reason I haven't weighed in on the Catherine Herridge story is because I don't know what it is. And neither do you, and neither does anybody else. Ms. Herridge hasn't said a word. Her attorneys haven't said a word, and I assume she has them. I don't know what CBS did or why they did it. How am I going to analyze a story like that? I'm waiting for either Catherine herself, whom I know, or one of her attorneys to define the story, and then I can analyze it. Can't analyze stuff you don't know. It doesn't stop most people, but it stops me. Steve in Pennsylvania, I'm not using his last name. Bill, my humble opinion, you were wrong about the actions taken by women in Utah, by the woman in Utah. Her main job is to protect people in Utah by not letting the bad guy be sent back to New York. She's telling the other bad guys, if you come to Utah, you'll be locked up. Number one, it's Arizona. It's good to get the state. Number two, I'm wrong about what? The district attorney of Maricopa County says she's not extraditing this killer, okay, back to New York because she doesn't trust New York. I said, fine. I don't trust New York either. But I also said the authorities in New York wouldn't let him out, not on a capital murder charge. Beth Pelladini, Modesto, California. I've always thought the loser pays lawsuits here in the United States. No. That's why the system's so corrupt. In England, they do. The judge has the power in England. If you file a frivolous lawsuit, you lose. You got to pay everything. The other person's law fees. Not here. Our lawyers don't want that. They make a fortune and bankrupting people like crazy. If you are sued, you're screwed. Even if it's the most frivolous thing in the world, it's going to cost you $50,000, $100,000 just to get it dismissed. Oh, it's awful. Mark Godfelder, Pensacola, Washington. Mr. O, I've been a premium member for 2,256 days. Wow. Never miss an episode of the No Spin News. However, in the last 3 years, you have been on your game. Well, what happened to the 4 years before that, Mark? I appreciate the loyalty. I really do. We try to bring it every night here. All right, confronting the presidents, as I said, we have handed it in to the publisher. You can pre-order BillO'Reilly.com. We will not charge you till we ship. September 10th is the pub date, and you will like this book. You will learn an enormous amount about your country. Word of the day, do not be a plonker, Plonker. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Right back with final thought. You might disagree, but look, things are not as dismal as they seem. But there's a point when your family, their future, your future, when you all deserve a chance. You all deserve the protection. So please turn to self-reliance with My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply has helped millions of American families prepare for the uncertain. Many of them start with 4-week emergency food kits. With 16 food and drink varieties, there'll be no food boredom. And with more than 2,000 calories a day, there'll be no starvation. Sealed inside ultra-durable packaging, these meals last up to 25 years in storage. Stock up on all the food kits your family needs at my website, preparelikebill.com. Get each 4-week food kit for $60 off. Also get free shipping. So protect yourself, protect your people. Start preparing at preparelikebill.com. Preparelikebill.com. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall, and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text Bill to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text Bill to 65532. Okay, here's the final thought of the day. So I mentioned this earlier, I turn on Newsmax or Fox or whatever, and I don't sit there for the whole shows. I don't have time. But once in a while, I just cruise to see what's happening. 100% we hate Biden. Now, there are certain people who don't participate in that, but that's what it is, okay? And then the others, we hate Trump. Okay. Now, I am so negative toward Joe Biden that I'm sitting there going, am I in the same category as these people? I think Biden's the second worst president, and I back it up in confronting the presidents of all time. That's how bad he is. Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the poor girl in Georgia. And he does inexplicable things to hurt the country. I just can't. And I back it up, but it's negative against Biden. And I'm going, I don't want to be boring here. And I'm looking, once in a while he does something okay, like trying to get the drug prescription costs down. But he's just, Anyway, I want you to know that I am aware of this, and I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to be fair, because I don't want him to be president anymore. He's hurt too much. He's hurt the country. Not going to be fair to guys hurting the country. Be like you being fair to some neighbor who's coming over throwing Molotov cocktails at your house. Well, I want to be fair to him. Jeez. All right. I had to get that off my chest. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.